What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
And today we are diving into the Mighty Nein, Season 1. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome in. My name is Chris, this is Liam, and we do a show about shows. Think about it like you just watched something you really loved and you go to work the next day, and in the break room or by the water cooler, if those even still exist, you have a conversation about it. That's what we're doing here. Now, I love D&D. I actually love Critical Role. I didn't really find them until halfway through Campaign 3. So I didn't really go through the actual play of Campaign 2 with them. And I know Episode 7 of Campaign 4 just dropped last night, and I've been up to date with that. But I love that they're adapting this into an animation and slightly changing the way the play went out so that it's easy for someone like Liam, who never watched the actual play or has any idea of what they are, to be able to enjoy it. And so we're going to be diving in today. We're going to be talking about some of the differences. We're going to be talking about actually what happened in these first 3 episodes, and we're going to talk about what we like and what we didn't like. And so the best way for you to join that conversation is in the comments below. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button. If you want to join us on this journey, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell to all so that you never miss a single video. Mighty Nein is just one of the amazing shows that we are reviewing and talking about right now. So without further ado, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I mentioned to you after I watched that after watching the first episode, I'm like, why are you making me watch this shit? Episode 2 was like, all right, I can kind of see it. And then episode 3 for me was just straight up, all right, yeah, let's watch this. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. No, and it's very interesting that you say that, because I'm sure that there is going to be other people out there who think the same thing, right? And the actual play, because I have watched the first couple episodes of the actual play. Actual play is like 4 hours long, right? They're actually playing a D&D session, and then they're adapting that into the animated series.
So wait, their D&D session is only 4 hours long for the entire campaign?
No, that's just one session.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they have hundreds of sessions that go into a campaign, right? So if you were to go and consume an entire campaign of their actual plays on YouTube or on Beacon TV, which is their like flagship thing that they do, you would be there for a week watching that, right? Like, it's a lot of content. 4 hours per campaign. Like, just the one that just dropped last night is over 4 hours long. Episode 7 of Campaign 4. And so what they did different with Mighty Nein than they did with Vox Machina, which is Campaign 1's adaptation into animation that's on Prime right now too, which is on their 4th season. Amazing show. And they're like 22 minutes long. They're making Mighty Nein 40-something minutes long. Right? So they're doubling the airtime and giving you more, or fleshing out more of the story. They're kind of learning from their mistakes in Vox Machina, right? They're like, okay, this is our first time adapting it to animation. We did a really cool job, but we could have done it a little bit better in certain areas. So now that we're doing it again, let's do all of the things we thought we could have done better. So like the first 2 episodes technically are things that you find out later in the campaign through backstories and flashbacks, but we're actually finding out ahead of time because it's making it more like canonical, right? More in like an order, right? So you don't know how Caleb and Knott know each other. You don't know how Jester and Fjord, like, you don't know how everyone comes together. They just come together at a circus. The girl loses control of the toad. People start turning into beasts. They get blamed for it. Like, episode 3 is campaign episode 1, right? So I think that's why you liked it so much, is like, that's really where us as the viewer going into campaign 2 picked up. It was like, oh, action, let's go. We're moving forward. Now we got to figure out these mysteries. Cool. Where it took 3 episodes for you to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So which one of the characters are from someone from that's a real life person versus the DM telling the story? Like,
okay,
which are the NPCs?
So who's going to end up being the party members versus who are like, and so that's what's cool too, is that Matt Mercer, who is the DM for the first 3 campaigns of Critical Role, he does voice several characters, like Essek. He's going to voice Essek, but he, instead of having to do every NPC like he has to do at the table, they actually bring in like stars, like high quality actors and actresses to fill in these roles. Like Felicia Day always has a guest spot on a season. There's like some big names that we know that are like
Felicia Day.
100%. That's why I brought it up. I knew you would. Who are voicing these other characters instead of Matt now. So these characters are getting more life poured into them by someone besides Matt. But to answer your question, you have Caleb and Knott, who you're introduced to first in episode 1. Caleb is played by Liam O'Brien, and Knott is played by Sam.
Can't hand the guy named Liam.
Liam, he's Liam O'Brien. Not very, very Irish. And then Sam Riegel, who plays Knott the Brave. These guys are like best friends in real life and have been playing in, at the same table for forever. Then the next person that you meet is Beau, who's like the monk with the crazy abs. They always talking about how crazy her abs are. Mm-hmm. That's played by Marisha Ray, which is Matt Mercer's wife. All these people have been playing together forever. The next person that you run into in the next episode is Jester or Fjord. You run into Fjord.
Jester is my favorite so far.
She will be. She is a she's like sunshine and rainbows wrapped into an agent of chaos.
Yep.
And I love it.
I was waiting for your agent chaos thing up again.
She's an absolute agent of chaos, but she's bubbly and joyful about it. And like her signature weapon is that lollipop that you saw her hit the thing with. Like, it's just she's going to have a lot of fun. She likes drawing dicks on people. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch her just be an agent of chaos. But Fjord, who is the half orc who like drowns and then comes back mysteriously, we don't know yet.
Which one?
The half orc. He has like the white streak in his hair. He was on the ship with the captain.
Okay. I didn't realize he was half orc.
He's half orc, yeah.
Okay.
He's a half orc.
The blue guy.
He's green.
Green guy. Yeah. Whatever. It's a weird color.
Yeah. That's why he's like, so he doesn't have the tusks, but he has the skin color, which like if you've played enough D&D, you're like, oh, that's a half orc.
I thought it was like Aquaman or some shit.
Well, he becomes a warlock, which is how he has that magic. Mm-hmm. So
is that from the armor?
No.
No,
we don't. So I don't want to ruin it yet because we don't know inside the series what's happening.
Okay.
You're getting hints, like you're getting kind of like flashbacks and hints to like how he gained his magic.
Well, my assumption was because it wasn't until he started putting the gauntlet on, and that's the first we ever see him put that armor on, that he started using the abilities. So 1 + 1 is usually 2. So
yeah. So his magic is not given to him through what he wears. It's different than that. And I'll just leave it at that so we can kind of discover it as we go.
That's not fair.
So Fjord's played by Travis Willingham, who is the CEO of Critical Role and like the big jock guy of the group. Who's like, almost when you're looking at it, it's like, he doesn't fit in into this group, but he does. He absolutely does. He fits right in. Which one is he? He's Fjord, the half orc, is Travis Willingham. His wife in real life is Laura Bailey. She plays Jester.
Okay.
Then the end of episode 1, you meet a Aasimar barbarian who's cutting people in half, asking about the beacon. She has like the war paint, long hair, barbarian shawl. You only meet her for like the very end of episode 1.
Okay.
I bring it up because you play an Aasimar paladin in our game, so I'm like, she's like the tougher version of a female version of what you play. She is played by Ashley Johnson. But you're not really going to see her a lot in season 1 because her storyline doesn't pick up till later. And then you have the main MC, ringleader for the circus with the horns, Mollymauk. He plays with the tarot cards. Mm-hmm. That's Taliesin.
He's cool as shit too.
That's Taliesin Jaffe's character.
Dude's got a good vibe. He's like a stoner type or a hippie type. He just loves everyone until they set off his rage. It seems like, and then he becomes a different person.
Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting perspective to see, because rage is like a barbarian ability, which he does not have, but he does have something that takes over him that we saw. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. Yeah, as we unfold more, you'll see how that plays out. His character is the one I will probably talk about the least as far as like backstory and stuff, because he's like Molly himself has no knowledge of his backstory yet. I do, because I've watched a bit of the actual play, but canonically right now, he doesn't even know who he is. Like it's like blank for him, right? He just remembers waking up and now he's here and he's doing what he does. So we'll leave him alone for a bit, because when that mystery pops open, that's a whole train we're going to take for a lot of fun.
Okay.
And then that's basically going to be your party until you pick up NPCs, or you will eventually pick up additional party member, but I don't want to ruin how that happens. So right now, that's your party.
So who's the guy that's like the prince of the Dark Ones that wants to study?
Essek. He is an NPC. He was originally played by Matt Mercer. Also a very, very in for this campaign moving forward. Really cool.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know which ones could be players based on the series. Is I thought that, hey, that dude seems to be way too important to be just an NPC. So
he is an NPC, but he became such a fan favorite that he is literally like the favorite NPC of the entire campaign, other than like the little crabgrass guy that everyone jokes about, because the one time Jester, I think it was Jester, asked to speak to like the grass, and the grass, like Matt had to pretend to be a piece of talking grass.
What the fuck is this god thing that she talks to? Is it real? Is it fake?
The Traveler?
Yeah.
I mean, he gives her power.
Does he?
She's a cleric.
Or is she just fucking crazy?
Could both be a thing.
Because she's constantly having communication with him and talking to him.
Yeah.
And waiting for him to answer, but never answers. Has he ever answered her or what? It's frustrating.
She has, so in the world of D&D, for a cleric to have magic, they get it from divinity. They get it from the god in which they protect and worship, right? And so in this world, she gets her magic from a god called the Traveler.
Okay.
So for her to have magic, he has to actually exist. Now, whether he is what she thinks he is or any of those things, we don't know. But someone called the Traveler is giving her magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we also found out what's the German dude's name again?
So Liam O'Brien plays. He's not German. So he
speaks German.
The language. So it's I forget the exact language. It starts with a D. They basically stole the German language and turned it into this language for the fantasy world. It's got a different name, but it is German, yes. And it's Caleb Widogast is his name.
Caleb.
Yeah.
All right. So he mentions to Knott the Brave, which I think is a hilarious name.
I think Sam
Not Brave is what it's saying, but he's the exact opposite, but at the same time still chicken shit.
No, he is not brave. Not brave. Yeah.
It seems to be when it serves him, he is. Because he's very helpful.
Sam.
And also a hindrance.
Sam Riegel does an amazing job of character arcs. I've learned that watching him through campaigns. He did an amazing job with Scanlan, which was his bard in season 1. He's going to do it again with Knott the Brave, which is his rogue goblin that you're going to see. Well, rogue goblin that you're going to see.
Who's also an alcoholic.
Well, drinking away her past, absolutely. He does it absolutely does it in campaign 3 with his fresh cut grass. And now his character in campaign 4, just last episode, had a crazy mystery revealed to all of us. So he does really good at like starting at the opposite and arcing it over. And I think that, what you're going to see is not being not brave and then growing into a character that is worthy of an adventuring party. Yeah.
Okay. There's so many confusing things right now.
Yeah, and we're only 3 episodes in, and they basically like just gave us enough context to get started, right? So we got a lot to learn as a viewer. We still have a lot to learn.
Yeah. So there's this powerful society with the monks, which do not.
So
they're like the CIA in my mind.
Yeah, it's the Cobalt Soul, and they're more like a branch of monks that are like almost like a police detective. Like they keep the peace and they investigate crimes and different things. Like, so they're like investigators.
And we have a few traitors in there apparently.
Yeah, we're going to run into that. Yeah. As we go, you're going to see that people aren't always as loyal as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what is that? The weird orb thing.
The beacon.
That has all the souls in?
Yes, the beacon. So the beacon is the like linchpin piece of the empire. So the dynasty, not the empire, the dynasty. Because you have the dynasty, which is the Drows, and then you have the empire, which is like everybody else, right?
So they're Drow.
The dark elves? Yeah, they're Drow elves.
I didn't realize that those were elves.
Yes. So the society that we meet, that they steal the beacon from.
I'm used to them purple because like Drist.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the world of D&D, they are exactly the same race. Right? They are dark elves. Mm-hmm. But instead of living underground because their sun hurts them, they have cast a spell over their entire dynasty that keeps them shrouded in darkness and allows them to exist.
Okay, that makes more sense for why they were being belittled for living in darkness by one of the people. I can't remember who at the moment.
Yeah, so the Volstruckers, which is the mage assassins basically that work for Trenticathon, who steal the beacon, that's why when they're running out of the place, they open the veil.
What are they?
Cast the light in. What are they?
Yeah.
They are mage assassins. They are wizard assassins. That's what they are.
Okay. I was going to say, because they seem like rogues and they seem like they've got some kind of caster ability.
Yeah, they are wizards. Like the class you would put them in is wizard, but they have been trained by this secret organization, which is Trank-Ikathon, to the Serpent Society. I think, no, Volstrucker. I think Volstruckers are the assassins. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Help me out here. And they are trained in the art of like espionage and assassins.
So they mentioned that they were mage assassins or whatever. I thought that was their role, not what they were. Like they were there to assassinate mages, and so they were training for that. That's where my mind went with the title. That's why I was confused about that.
Yeah, no, it's more like it's more like letting you know their class, even though it's not defining. Like there is no actual like mage assassin class in D&D. They're just basically taking a wizard and giving them the assassin's traits. So it's an assassin who uses spells to kill you.
That was fucking cool.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of them. Like, there's not just one. And as you find out, they're looking for Caleb. So Caleb, and he mentions that someone stole his magic, and then it literally cuts right to them. Mm-hmm. So you know there's going to be a connection there.
And they also had the one poster that Knott found when they were robbing the pet store.
Yeah.
Saying that he killed someone. I'm guessing we're going to figure that out later, too.
Well, wanted for murder, and then Knott asks him, like, did you kill the person who took your magic? And he said, not yet. Mm-hmm. So he's on a quest to like get his magic back and like redeem himself a little. And multiple times in the episode, he talks about how powerful he is, but that he can't do it right now. And I think that's cool because technically in the campaign, he's a level 1 wizard, right? So he shouldn't have all these really cool abilities yet. So it was a cool way of taking someone who's going to be like a super powerful wizard and then giving him a reason why he doesn't have that power just yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to see him steal some components. We got introduced to his familiar for the first time, which is going, obviously for wizards is important and will play a role as he rolls forward.
But that was the evil bat thing?
The cat. The green glowing cat that he summons.
Oh, okay.
That's his familiar.
I thought when he was opening the cage, he's like, "You're gonna behave for me," or whatever. Yeah. That big bat thing. Mm-hmm. That's what
he was just stealing the bat shit for the spell.
For some reason, I completely forgot about the stupid cat.
Yeah. So the reason that he went into that shop and stole the bat shit is so that he could do the spell to summon his familiar.
Got it. Okay, it makes more sense now.
But right now, his magic is like. Not unless he has the components working, he can't have the magic going, and so he loses it. And obviously, we see what happens. He's like distraught and broken up. I mean, not start drinking again. You have Beau kind of Beau's always rebelling, right? Beau's always going to be this like gruff, back talking monk. That's who she is. She's a shit talker, but kind of like Marisha's characters are always that way. But anyway,
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. She likes, well, the one she's playing now, Maury, who is a dwarf, is a shit talker too. So Beau is finding out that everything that she believes in and she's put her life into is a lie. And now is trying to also figure out like who she can trust, what's going on. Like there's a lot of shit going on for her that we finally see. Like I think when Molly sits down with her and he was like, "You're bad for business. You need to leave." That kind of conversation kind of woke up in her the fact that like, shit's not right and I need to figure something out, which Molly was kind of like really instrumental throughout that episode, kind of like walking up to a couple of our different soon to be party members and like reading them and then having that conversation with them to see like kind of where they're at, kind of giving you those ties that eventually can bring everybody together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool.
Who is the one monk that is like a spy monk? Which one is she? Is she one of the main players also?
Beau, yeah.
That's not Beau.
Are you talking about the one that saves Beau?
Yeah.
She's an NPC.
She's an NPC. Yeah. All right. She's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
I want to see her story more.
Yes. So she saves Beau.
Okay.
After
makes me sad that she's just an NPC.
So the Volstrucker assassin leaves her for dead, right? After she tries to fight. She's a level 1 monk fighting a souped up mage assassin. So it didn't go well for her. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she's saved by her. She's played by an NPC. Yeah. She's not a core party character.
Okay, got it. The whole thing with the king or ruler, whatever he is, was it Mama? Mama is like a consort?
Jester's mom is.
Yes.
Yes, Jester's mom is the Ruby of the Sea.
Mama, right?
Well, she's the Ruby of the Sea. That's her name.
Okay.
She's the consort. Like, she's the madam of the house.
Because I thought we only heard Jester call her mama. So
She calls her mama, yeah. It's a mother.
yeah. I figured, but I didn't know if that was the actual name that they were going with.
When she's talking to Fjord, she does say that my mom's the Ruby of the Sea. Like, she introduces her that way, says I'm mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have heard that and just thought it was something else. And got it. All right. So the ruler is like very strict, but he also protects them and all that stuff. But I thought it was hilarious with her doing all the memes on the banners. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was fun to visually be able to see that. Is that what they talked about in the campaign also?
Oh, yeah. She's like I said, agent of chaos wrapped in rainbows and joy, right? So she's always doing something mischievous, but doing it in a very playful, fun way. She even like draws the dick in the air and smacks him in the face with it as she's leaving. Like, yeah, that's her character. She's going to do that a lot.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, we needed a reason. Like, they needed a reason for Jester not to stay home, right? So they kind of like laid that in there, because when you meet Jester, she's already left home.
Yeah.
Right, in the campaign.
You mentioned episode 3 is where it actually starts off in the campaign.
Yeah, she talks about her mom a bunch, and like she lets you know who she is, and like they eventually do meet her, and like all that happens, but like that's way later, not episode 2. So when Jester does that, it gives you the reason for Fjord to be attached to her. Like, it gives you the reason for the party to start forming. But it also gives you really good insight into who that character is and just the level of mischievousness she'll get up to without any regard to her own safety.
Yes, definitely noticed that. All right. So Fjord, the green guy, right?
Yeah.
When he's at the gate in episode 2, I think, they didn't want to let him in, and then poof, all of a sudden they're under a spell and they want to let him in.
Yeah. He doesn't know he has magic yet either. Because before that, he was just a fighter. He was just a regular fighter. That was his class. And now he's technically a warlock. We just don't know. A warlock gets their magic from a pact with a deity or some powerful entity. We don't know who that is yet. But for some reason, he doesn't have any memory of himself, and now he has magic that he doesn't know about. Now
he was also saved in the water mysteriously, right?
Correct. Yeah. So he was bleeding out, sinking, and then all of a sudden, no wound and alive on the beach.
That's like Crossroads demon type shit. You're dying, you're going to do anything to move forward, whether you remember it or not. And
Pact of the Fiend is a way for a warlock to get powers, to make a pact with a fiend, or a devil. Like, there's many different pacts you can make in the war, like subclasses, and we don't just, as a viewer, we just don't know which one Fjord has made yet. But we can connect that a man with no magic now has magic. The only way you can get magic in the world of D&D is you learn it as a wizard, you're born with it as a sorcerer, you're in tune with it to nature as a druid, you get gifted to it divinity from a god as a cleric, or you make a pact with somebody as a warlock. It's only one left.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know it well enough to understand that part.
Yeah. I love this game.
Yeah, I know. All right. The giant toad thing?
Yeah, so
Fucks with the giant toad.
Yeah, so the devil toad is
that made up, or is that actually part of D&D?
That's a good question. I haven't studied the monster manual enough to know whether or not that's a true D&D monster. I'm going to say it is. I'm going to say that toad is an actual D&D monster, but
And he makes zombies.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuck?
His spikes can turn you into I don't know if it was a zombie, because it was like almost bestial, it looked. Like they were like almost becoming like a beast form of themselves. Like almost like wearing out, but not fully werewolf.
Yeah, but they're not in control of themselves.
No, they're...
So is it like hive mind? Where the toad's actually controlling them?
No, toad's not controlling them. He's just turning them.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't seem to me that the toad was controlling them at all. And in the fight, in the actual play, the toad's not commanding their movements. They're just moving on their own.
Okay. That answers that question. Good. Because I thought he just created zombies to control.
See, I'm trying to remember the actual play. Maybe you guys can help me out, because in the actual play, I don't believe it was the toad that turned them. She loses control of the toad. That happens. But that because of I think it was like an explosion or something that goes off, that then turns the person, which then breaks her concentration, which then loses control of the toad, which then causes this big conflict to happen. And eventually they do have to, like, because the girl gets taken, the dwarf, in the actual play. And they got to, like, figure out it's like a big mystery, and they got to figure out what's going on.
And that's not what happened here, because the whole thing that spawned this was Caleb attempting to steal these glowy bug things.
Yeah.
And they're beetles, right?
Yeah, they're like lightning bugs, fantasy lightning bugs.
So the beetles is one of the reagents he needs to complete a spell?
To complete one of his more powerful ones, he was saying, yeah.
So once he uses these reagents like he did with the cat, and he's got these components, does he have to use it in that way every single time, or
it's instead of being able to cast magic from a spell book or from a spell slot, basically he has to have every component for that spell in order to do that. And I think what's happening here is they're paying kind of like homage to the fact that when Liam played Caleb in the actual play, when he played his version of a wizard really, really emphasized on the components needed to play a wizard. Because it depends on the DM. Sometimes they don't care about the components, and they're just like, once you know the spell and you know the things, you can just cast it. Then other times they're like, no, like if you're doing a ritual or you're doing, any of these things, you actually have to have every component on you.
Okay.
So it's depending on like the level of detail in which you want to play. And Liam chose to play a high level of detail.
Clearly.
Yeah.
That would be a fucking pain in the ass.
When you play as long as they do, like, you're looking for a little bit of a challenge to have fun with, right?
Yeah, I guess. That would be completely over me. To me, it feels a lot like witchcraft, where they need the components that way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was thinking that he was a witch or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a voodoo doctor or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The class of witch doesn't exist in the world of D&D.
Well, I'm related to the things I know of magic and lore in real life versus...
Yeah. Daggerheart has witch as a class. Moon witch, and hedge witch, I believe they are. But I've never seen a witch class in D&D. Not that they haven't homebrewed one, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've got that whole thing. Molly is...
a badass character.
The blue dude.
He is...
Carnival dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his mentor that we think of him as gets taken over by the frog thing, and he loses him too.
Yeah, see,
and he kills him.
His name is the name on the carnival, right? And he basically is much like a P.T. Barnum character, where he takes in the misfits and he takes in the people that no one wants and creates a family with them. And Molly very much felt at home with those people, like in a family, because of him.
I wanted to see him do more. I was disappointed that he got killed off so soon, just after we saw his crazy sword dancing skills. Yeah. I was like, oh, this guy's going to be freaking cool. Mm-hmm. To me, he was like Uncle Sam meets circus dude.
Yeah. If he lives, Molly doesn't have a reason to leave the circus. I think that's why why they have to kill that character off.
I was disappointed. He could have been such a good character, too.
Also, again, it's been a while since I watched the actual play. I just remember it starts in the circus. The specifics of like who gets hit with what and who gets turned and who dies. It may have actually happened in the actual play where he gets killed. Like, so they are because in the actual play, there's like multiple factors of things going on, right? One, you're trying to defeat the enemy, but two, you're also trying to keep the civilians from being killed or turned. And I think they may have just failed in being able to save the ringleader, the actual like leader of the circus. And then so when they're doing the animated version, they have to obviously make that accurate and have him killed in some way. So by turning him is the way to do that. Just a thought. I'm not 100% on that, but that was just a thought.
Okay.
Yeah. So from here, we have our party together now. Mm-hmm. We have a bunch more of their backstories leading into them actually being together, which we didn't have in the actual play, which is great because we can kind of know more moving forward, although there is still a great deal of mystery. We were introduced to what I believe is going to ultimately be the big bad of season 1 of this show, which is Trent Ickathon, who is the one who stole the beacon and is now in control of like the souls, I guess, that are in it. And he's looking to take it apart and figure out how to use it, right? Figure it apart and figure out how it works, kind of thing is what he's saying. So we'll see where that ends up. And we also have to see kind of, our party is in big trouble right now. They're in the middle of a tent that's basically a massacre with no explanation. Because once a person, as we saw with the owner of the circus, once a person is killed, they leave the beast form and go back to human form. So when the town guards show up, it's going to look like they just massacred a bunch of people. And it's going to be their word against everyone else's. So we got to see, can they get themselves out of trouble? And what mystery are they actually going to go solve first? Because the devil toad's gone with the girl. Why?
He was kind of a bitch.
She's, yeah. She plays like the diva, right? Like that diva role where it's like,
yeah.
But I think they did a great job laying out these first 3 episodes, purposefully extending what had happened to give us more backstory, more context, but still giving us a ton of mystery, like especially around Fjord and what's going on with him. So I'm excited to see where it keeps going. And I'm glad that by episode 3, you were like, okay, I see why he asked me to watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys thought in the comments below if you have not already been chiming in this whole time. Would love to hear your thoughts. Now, if you love this video, hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. We drop multiple videos a week. We're still going through Handmaid's Tale as a request from many of our audience. We are going through it. Welcome to Derry. We're doing the Mighty Nein and many more as they roll out. So plenty of content for you guys to check out. So if you want to join us, the best way to do that is that notification bell to all, so you never miss a single episode. But until then, plenty of stuff for you guys to check out. We'll see you there. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.